Welcome to Crochet with JTYA. I hope you guys are all well. Thank you guys so much for coming here and hanging out with us. Or hanging out with me, rather. I'm going to leave it up to you guys today. Do you guys want to have a crochet lesson or do you want to look at recipes? Those are the choices for today. But first, I guess we should continue welcoming all the wonderful folks. Thank you guys so much for being here. Good morning, Lamar. How are you? And Penn. And who else do we have? We have Andrew. Good morning. Good morning, Robin. Welcome in. Maybe you can do a little bit of both. We can have like a little bit of a crochet lesson and recipes and all the things. You guys like recipes? All the recipes from yesteryear. I've got an entire catalog here I brought. I came prepared. Good morning, good morning. Welcome in. Hope you guys are all good. Okay. So I brought coffee. It's chilly here in Nowhere, Delaware, guys. Hairpin lace. Can you believe it? I gotta move this. I'm gonna move this file because it's making my table move. I'm trying to distinguish which ones we've seen already. Oh my goodness, look at her. Look at her. Oh my goodness, look. Wow. The only thing that I can't really seem to get past are these, is the glare. You know what I mean? Good morning, Patsy. Welcome in. We saw this last week. The commentary was hilarious. It's so nice I have it twice. I may make one of these a giveaway because there's no need for me to have two of the same ones, right? I look at these and I get so much inspiration from like all of the colorways and oh my goodness, look at this golf club covers. Can you believe that? That is absolutely hilarious. Good morning, Kendall. Welcome in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm not as nasally this morning, a little bit. I've got a little bit of congestion still going on. I was looking back at podcast 105 and I said, oh my goodness. It sounded like I had a sock stuffed in my nose. But we're getting through it, guys. We're getting through it. Afghans inspired by scripture. And we have layettes. We're looking for something. Thank you so much, guys. Yes, I sound a little bit better. I've had some coffee. I had a cup or two. A cup or two. Let's see. Afghan Patterns by Hirschner's. I don't think we've seen this one. Yeah, we have to take a look at this. I love the commentary that Hirschner's gives us. It's the Hirschner's books that gives us all the fun verbiage. So we're going to go through that one. We've got Hirschner's Treasury. We're going to go through that one today. Look at this. Crochet with Red Heart. How old is this? February of 1997. Oh my goodness gracious. I was a senior in high school. Senior in high school in February of 97. Just a few months to go before my graduation. Let's see. Okay, let's start there. I'm going to clear the table. We're going to go with the Hirschner's books just because I love, you know, giving you guys an audio feature. All right, so welcome in, everybody. For those of you guys that are new here, this is Crochet with JTYA. Every Sunday morning I come on, I either give a lesson or we look at some vintage books or we just sit and chit-chat and crochet. And I figured, why not have some commentary to the situation? Okay, look, hold on. Yes. Okay. These books do not disappoint, guys. I can't tell you how much I enjoy reading these little tidbits. They're hilarious. Okay, good morning, everybody. I need a sip of coffee first. Hopefully you guys have something to sip on, something to snack on, you know, while I sit here and I read and show you all the things. Hello, Amber. Welcome in. And Kali, hello to you. Blanket hello to all of you wonderful folks. Happy Sunday. So good. All right. So this is giving me 1984. So it says, turn a tomboy into a charmer with a white apron, embellished with a lazy daisy stitch, flowers on the yoke. You can match any dress with this easy trim. The one shown here is handmade from cotton print. The ties at the side give it growth potential. We love good growth potential on the sides. Love that. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's flip the page and take a look at what's next. This is a country motif Afghan. Super, super nice. I don't really see any commentary on this, unfortunately, but that's okay. We have some Grafghan situation happening, and it looks like a bunch of single crochet with color control there. Very, very nice. All right. I think it's the wearables that offer like a really great commentary. Let's take a look at this. So it looks like we have some, hold on guys, I gotta get the magazine right. There we go, filet crochet. It says happiness is at home with a white fence, a big shade tree, and the soft glow of a lacy lamp. Slip cover, a parchment lampshade, and you'll see a little lamp in a whole new light. Easy directions help you fit the various sizes of shades. The filet picture is reminiscent of yesterday's chairbacks. Show off this look today by framing the project. Oh my. Love that. Next, we have a baby bye-bye blankets. And let's see. Boy babies or girl babies will snuggle delightfully in this practical and pretty baby Afghan. The puffy 2-ply yarn used, which works to an almost identical gauge as 4-ply, is very soft and very washable. I'll give you a close-up of that. Very, very nice. I love, maybe not necessarily the texture, but the design of it. That's really nice. All right, very nice. Okay, well, would you look at that? The fringe on the actual sweater. Okay. Junior cowpokes will imagine a great roundup. Resplendent in western duds, galloping on a pinto pony. The sweater pattern is used from a 2 to 10 to match its appeal. These two projects will make a splendid Christmas package for your favorite cowboy or cowgirl. Look at that micro fringe. I absolutely love it. It's hilarious. I love it. So good. Is that a crocheted hat? No. Okay. I was about to say. That's not a crocheted hat. And I'm sorry about the ring light you're looking at there. It's the pages are shiny. I'm trying to angle it in a way that you're not seeing that ring light. Let's move on. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. This is a checkers rug. Okay. Country Designs Quick and Easy Crochet. Fast reward. This would make a great teaching project. The fat, warm rug is worked with 4 strands of yarn held together. It's simple crochet with cross-stitch accents. Relaxing fun for you. Perfect encouragement for a rookie seeking your help. I love that. Ooh, look at this, guys. We've come a long way with amigurumi, right? It looks like Clifford. Who remembers Clifford? So this says, lean, lanky, and friendly. This hound will be the loyal pal of your favorite kid. This is another great Christmas gift or a super attraction for a bazaar. Interesting. I love it. So good. Hello, blanket hello to everybody. Come on in. All right, this looks like we've got some filet work going on here. I'm going to angle it this way so we can eliminate that ring light. So pattern crocheting at its best. There's an 8-row repeat to this interesting pattern. Enjoy your craft to its fullest by creating a handsome design in a solid color Afghan. I feel like this was in another magazine. Maybe they do repeats, guys. I'm not sure. But these are really, really nice. It's pretty. It looks like it's a series of double crochets with like windows. Ooh, look at this. A trick-or-treat bag. For that special little ghost or goblin, make a sturdy keepsake treat bag. Happy jack-o'-lantern face on one side, scary spider on the other. Maggie Chazalo designed the bag and sent along a separate spider made into a pin. And then attach a safety pin to the back. That's super nice. And there it is right there. That little situation there. Super, super nice. All right. And then it gives you the breakdown of how to do it. Look at this. I would have never thought to do that. Like a fillet type bag. Wow. When that most important trick-or-treat knock is at your door, surprise your favorite little person with their very own keepsake bag of candies. Black cat or pumpkin designs make them fun. Bright napkins serve as the lining. Great for seasonal party favors too. That's really nice. Huh. And then the tissue paper really makes the design like stick out. That's pretty awesome. I love that. And then there's the breakdown. Kitty cat and pumpkin. All right, so that wraps up the first book. It was pretty thin. Let's take a look at this. Hirschner's Treasury of Crochet Afghans. Afghans are my passion. I absolutely love, love, love blankets. Look at that. I love that. That is so super nice. And then we have Mile a Minute. Ooh, look at that. It's got shells. I didn't think about that. And I like how it's got the diamond point at the bottom. That's really, really nice. Very classic. I don't know if I'm a fan of this. It's kind of on the lacy side, maybe as a decorative item, but not really utilitarian if you ask me. No one's really staying warm with that. And then, let's see. This is nice. A classic chevron. I'm sure the recipe's got different stitches in there. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look. So it doesn't really have commentary. And of course, they're going to start out with the one that I like the least, which is fine. This is a charcoal medallion. And you can just see like all those holes there. Very lacy. And it's worked up with worsted weight yarn. It's got charcoal, gray variegated yarn, white and black. And they're suggesting a 5mm US letter H hook. And yeah, so this Afghan is, supposedly it measures 48 inches by 66 inches. I like the white centers. That's really nice. Okay, so this one's called Rippling Shells. And this is worked up with medium 4-weight yarn. The colorway is called Pomegranate. And again, they're suggesting a 5mm US letter H hook. It measures 45 inches by 60 inches. And it looks like it's worked up with single crochet, doubles, and slip stitches. Very, very nice. And it begins with a chain of 247. That's a lot of chains. Now this one is super nice. I love this. This is called Lacy Zipper Strips. And again, worsted 4-weight yarn. The color you guys are looking at, let's see, white, taupe, and heather green. That's really nice. And it says here that it measures 46 inches by 76 inches. That's the perfect length for me. I love that, 76 inches. And it looks like it begins with a chain of 215. And then there are, let's see, 11 rounds. That's a lot of rounds. 11 rounds there. Wow. Okay, so apparently you make 5 of these. So they're pretty wide. Very nice. See, now what I would want to do is change up the center. And then with these shell stitches, see what other stitches I can place inside the shells to give it more texture. And then keep these stitches the same. I think they're really nice. And I'm not sure about the picots on the edges there. I would probably want to accentuate that a little further. I mean, because it looks nice, but it's kind of an afterthought with how small it is. I would want that to be just a little larger, maybe one extra chain per picot. And then there's this. Look at this. Harlequin is the name. Harlequin. Very nice. So, okay. So the squares here are worked up with various colors of yarn. And it looks like it's a worsted number 4 weight yarn, but they're suggesting a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. That's a really, really small crochet hook for a worsted weight yarn, which means these stitches are super, super tight. And let's see, and it says make 60 squares of each color except A and B, which A and B is charcoal, heather, and black. So it looks like it's outlined with the charcoal, and then they use black to join all the squares. And then inside of this gray border, you got a hodgepodge of all those colors. That's really, really nice. A blanket hello to everybody if I missed you. Thank you so much for coming in today. I appreciate you. And then it kind of shows like how to assemble. Assembly diagram. These seams will be sewn lengthwise after all squares have been joined. So yeah, you go down and then across. Look at this. This is called Watercolor Roses. That's beautiful, guys. Wow. Okay, so this is a knit pattern. And let's see, it's suggesting a bulky 5 weight yarn. The colorways are cream, pink variegated, and green variegated. Let me see, wait. It's not knit. It's Tunisian. So suggesting an 8 millimeter Afghan hook and a 6.5 millimeter US letter K. So that's Tunisian. That's color work in Tunisian. So very, very nice. And they are suggesting that you make 4 panels. So it's just 4. But what I'm liking about this whole thing is not necessarily the panel itself, but look at the texture on this. That's really, really nice. I've got to figure out what that stitch is. I love that. I could just imagine like making my own panel with a whole bunch of stitches and then including that stitch into a project. This is exactly what I mean by inspiration. Like I see that stitch and I want to use it. It's really, really nice. And then the border, if you look, some of you guys may recall this. So the Wildflower Oasis has a very similar border here. Very, very nice. And here's the breakdown of the panels with the color work. If you're doing Tunisian simple stitch and you're just changing everything, changing the colors as you go. That's beautiful. And so it looks like you've got 2 different panels here and you're alternating. So 2 of this and 2 of this. Very nice. Well, this is nice. It's called Baby Sunshine. It's worked up with medium 4 weight yarn. It begins with a chain of 167 across the bottom here. And the colors here are yellow, off-white, and gray heather. That's a really nice color combination. I remember getting a Bernat Ogo, except you had the gray, you had this yellow, but then it was like a bright yellow. See, that cream really does break it up really nice. So it measures 40 inches by 48 inches, so that's a boggy size for Camp Boggy Creek. That's really nice. I need to earmark that. I may actually do that. We'll see. And let's see. The stitches here that we're looking at are double crochet 2 togethers, front post double crochets, back post double crochets. And what other stitches here? A bunch of other stitches. So doubles, singles. I wonder if these are shells. It's not really telling me. It looks like a shell stitch. That's really nice. I would want to work this up in different colors. I don't think I would want to do this. I think like my ripple that I did last week, I did like an ivory with a light pink and a baby blue. I now would want to do like an ivory with like a mint green and maybe a peach. That would be really nice. Ooh, look at this, guys. This is called Starburst. That's really nice. I love the design in that. So this is worked up with worsted weight yarn. And number 4, the colorway we're looking at here is navy, Aran, and buff. And they're suggesting a 5mm US letter H. And let's see, these are motifs, obviously. It doesn't, oh, you make 35 of these motifs, of the larger ones. 35 larger ones and 24 of the little ones. Wow, that's beautiful. It reminds me of like a compass, doesn't it? It's giving me compass vibes. I like that. A good naval blanket, right? There's a lot of joining, a lot of whip stitching or single crochets in the back loops. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I personally know people that stay clear of this. They're like, no way, Juan, don't ask me to do that. It's too much. So good. And so that's a close-up, and look at this. Okay, so this is beautiful. I love this, but hear me out here. Think about all of this that you have to join, the work that is involved in joining all of these motifs. For me, is more work than the motifs themselves. That's just my very humble opinion. This could potentially be like a long-term project, but see, if I were to do this, guys, I would need to design triangles here. I would want a flat edge here, and I would probably want to frame it. Because with all the work that you're putting into this, the last thing that I would want are these edges here that aren't straight, you know? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I would want a more finished look. To me, leaving it like this reminds me that like maybe it's, you know, unfinished work. It's a shame. I wish there was an easier way to join a bunch of these motifs so that it, you know, it doesn't, so it wouldn't require so much work. But look at this. This is called Peter Peacock. I love that. Hi, Lizzie. Welcome to the fellows. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy your stay with us. Super, super nice. Thank you so much for joining. I have to tell you guys, I actually like this. As bizarre as it is, I do like it a lot. So it's worked up with medium 4-weight yarn. And there's 7 colors here. So we're looking at leaf green, olive green. We've got turquoise, copper, midnight, yellow, and white. And this is worked up with a 5.5 US letter I crochet hook. And it looks like there are motifs. Actually, no. See, this is so weird because look, it works back and forth. And then from here, you're building off the sides to create these petals. And then it turns into ripples. How interesting is that? That's a very, very interesting project here. And then you have surface crochet here. You surface crochet the feet, and then the beak, and then the little headpiece there. That is a very interesting project. One that I've never done before. Wow. Okay. And then, of course, what project isn't complete without fringe? Micro fringe. We love that. So we have Skipper's Plaid. Now, look at that. That's really, really nice. That looks more complicated than it really is, more than likely, I think. A lot of the projects that look like that, to me, it's just about how it's constructed. So, let's see. This is worked up with sport weight yarn. Dark purple, purple, bright purple, pink, natural, periwinkle, and peach. So there's a lot of colors in that too. Wow. So let's see here. It measures 40 inches by 52 inches, so just slightly larger than a buggy size, but yeah. This here is worked in 4 panels, changing colors for stripes of a plaid pattern. Panels are sewn together and a border is worked around all the edges. Vertical pin lines of plaid are embroidered in running stitches after panels are finished. So what I think is happening here is you have a bunch of fillet work happening and you're weaving those colors in. That's what I think is happening. There's really no way for, there's no chart, so there's really no way for me to break that down. But yeah, that's insane. Look at this. Autumn Waves. Autumn Waves is what that's called. Worsted weight yarn, worked up with a 5mm US letter H hook. We have olive green, apricot, and autumn variegated yarn. Very interesting there. It measures 43 inches by 62 inches. And I think I mentioned this. It's worked up with a 5mm US letter H. If not, there you have it. And it looks like a bunch of shell work. I wish I could see that closely. It looks like shell stitches. Yeah, it looks like shell stitches in the round. That's very interesting. I like that. I don't see any V stitches, so it looks like shells on top of shells. I don't know. Are they Catherine's wheel? Yeah, they are, actually. Yep. So, no, it's a Catherine's wheel blanket. Okay. Very, very nice. So, we have Sunset Argyle. Where's the picture? Do we have a picture of? We have that. Let me see if there's a bigger picture of that. Oh, here it is. Sunset Argyle. I don't know if that's my cup of tea. I'm sure someone out there enjoys that. That's the Tunisian project. And I love how they give you the lesson right here with the pattern. Anyway, that's a close-up of it. And let's see. It's worked up with worsted weight yarn. We've got the linen, autumn variegated, dark gray heather. And then it's suggesting an Afghan hook of a 5mm and a crochet hook, 5mm. All right, very, very nice. And it measures 44 inches by 60 inches. And it works up in panels. Look at this, called a Cheyenne chevron. Wow, look at that. That's spectacular. I love that. That's beautiful. I would choose different colors, but the month that they chose was December, so I think that's why they chose these colors right here. So, yeah, very, very nice. All right. Thank you guys for peppering in here, and to those who are leaving, have a wonderful day. Thank you. Look at this. Doesn't this scream 70s? I love that. Scraps to Beauty Afghans. I actually picked this up off of Amazon recently, not realizing I had it already in stash. So the second one that I have is actually going to be gifted. I'm gifting it to you guys. Look at this. I love that. A bunch of fillet work, and you like, wow. I love the concept, and they did it in different colors, so you can kind of see what that concept is like. You do a bunch of windows, and then you weave the yarn through the windows. Good morning, everybody. Oh, yes, if you could double tap the screen or hit that thumbie or however it's done, that would be grateful. I mean, that would be great. Grateful. Look at that. I wish I had the time to do that. That's very involved with like the color work and things. It's beautiful. I love it. So, very, very nice. Again, I have a duplicate of this. I'm going to be peppering it in for a giveaway in the upcoming weeks, along with this. If you notice, I have 2 of these. One of these will be gifted. I don't know how many of you guys out there enjoy vintage patterns. or if you take inspiration from these books from yesteryear, but I'm very interested in sharing my duplicates with you guys. So stay tuned for that information that will be coming up. I love these books so much. It's very, very nice. I like looking at all the pictures. You still have your mom's knitting patterns from the 70s and 80s. I love that. Very, very nice. All right, so what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to flip the screen. I'm going to sit here and crochet and chit chat with you guys for a little bit, if that's okay. I hope you guys don't mind that. We're going to go on a little bit of a field trip. Hold on one second. Get myself situated. You guys are going to see me this evening, but it's so nice you're going to see me twice. All right, let's turn the camera. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Hi. Welcome in, everybody. I got to get this situated. Is the arm going to hold? I think it is. Okay. I'm going to get my crochet. Hi, everybody. It's like we're seeing each other for the first time again. I love it. Anyway. Hi, Deb. How are you? Welcome in, everybody. Look at this yarn wall. I love this wall. It's my favorite. All my favorite yarn right there. Caron 1 pound. Well, some of that is not Caron 1 pound. Is that? That one that's in the bag is not Caron 1 pound. But all that is there. I'm working on Mama's blanket. I need to have it done by the podcast Friday. Yes, I need to have this done, guys. 40 inches is, let's see. Good morning. Hi, Deb. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm doing really well. So normally we would have a members only Zoom before this live stream, and I moved it to this afternoon. So for the officials, I put a post out. So be sure to check for the time there. All right. And but yeah, my whole day is different now because I don't have that Zoom meeting first thing in the morning. So I ran some errands this morning. I cleaned up. I organized some yarn. So yeah, feeling much better. Hello, Samantha Stewart. How are you? I hope you are well. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys can't see me crochet. I don't know. It's you like the afternoon time? Yeah. A lot of people prefer that just because, you know, we have a live right after it. But also, too, depends on what people are doing during their day, you know. Some people prefer the morning time to do their things. Some people have services they attend in the morning. So, yeah. You're on a mission to finish a whip today, Penny. I have faith that you very much will. You will be able to finish it. Will I sing happy birthday? Probably this evening. I'm still a little stuffy. But, yeah, if you come to the evening live, sure. You love the books. Yeah, I have so much fun with these books. And the thing about it is, like I mentioned, when we're looking at the pictures and stuff, I may come across a stitch that I say to myself, wait a minute, this would look really nice in something that I'm trying to create over here. And so, yeah, a lot of the stitches that I pick up come from looking at books. I'm like, oh my goodness, look at that. I love the texture. So, do I have a cold? Yes. So I thought it was allergies a few days ago, and it turned into a really bad head cold. And I recorded a tutorial, and I also did my podcast completely under the weather. I should have actually, you know, I should have taken a few days off, but the show must go on, you know. And so I'm on the mend. I'm getting better. I'm a lot better today than I was. I don't have any fever. I was running 102, 103 fever for 2 days. But the fever broke. I'm good. And now I'm on the mend. So we're good. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hi, Jennifer. Hello to you. Thank you for popping in here. Let's see. What book was the Peacock pattern in. Oh my goodness. Oh, here. Hold on. Sorry, guys. So it was in this. Oh, it's backwards now. It's Hirschner's Treasury of Crochet Afghans, 2017 calendar instruction booklet. So yeah, that's where you will find it. Thank you guys so much for coming in here and hanging out with me just for a little bit. I know I go live later on, and I do try to steer clear from sitting in front of the camera in the morning time, only because I know you guys are coming to see me this afternoon. Well, some of you guys are, and yeah, but I'm on a mission, guys. Like, I have just a few Boggy Creek blankets left to do. Well, not a few. I have 16. I have 16 to complete before my goal is done, but then I have my mom's blanket that I want to finish. And then I have my knitting I need to work on, and then I have patterns that are going to be released soon. So a lot of work on my plate. But yeah, anytime that I have an opportunity to crochet, I'm going to do that. I'm going to sit here with you guys and crochet. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. So yeah, so someone suggested, listen, so I was reading the comments, which I do all the time. Someone suggested, I can't remember who, someone said to take this blanket and offer it up for, what did they say it was for? For the raffle for Boggy Creek. So Billy the Crafty Floridian is doing a raffle, and someone said to offer this up because, you know, someone would see the value in, you know, mom's last blanket. And I said to myself, you know, that would be nice. So I went to mom and I asked her, I said, can I donate this to the raffle? And she said, please don't. And I said, well, why? She was like, I just want it to go to the kids for, you know, donation. She was like, how about you offer up one of your blankets for the raffle? And I said, I don't think any of them are, you know, are good enough, you know. And she was like, well, crochet one. I said, Ma, what kind of time do you think I have? I have things that are already slated to be rolled out. I don't have time. She's like, well, think about it. So I may put something up. I don't know what, but yeah, this isn't going to go up for the auction or the raffle or whatever. We're just going to go ahead and send this into Boggy Creek as a donation. So yeah. Oh, there it is, Wendy. Yes, Wendy. Yep. I do read the comments. I may not remember exactly who the comments come from, but I do read them. I promise. I pride myself in the fact that I do read the comments. I do. So yeah, it was a great idea. She just opted out of it, I guess. So I have finished objects in the living room that I can pick from and offer up. I just have to see what's good enough, you know? So I want something nice, something good. Let's see. My nose is itchy. What is a head? Oh, sorry. Someone asked, what is a head cold? Google it. Good morning. Let's see. Good morning, one. Oh my God. I discovered I tried apple filled. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Very good. Very, very nice. Anyway, I think that yeah, I think what I'm going to try and do is have this blanket done by Friday, and then I have other projects that I want to roll out, like my Annie's Club kit. I want to get working on that and show you guys progress on that. How many of you guys have an Annie's Crochet Kit Club? Annie's Club kit in crochet? I don't know how the verbiage is on that. But those kits, you know, you get monthly. I don't know about you, but I don't really like to work them when they're in progress. I kind of like to have all of them. That's why I waited. But yeah, missing your mama one. Please tell her hello. I will. I will. I actually have to sign into her hands because she's completely blind now. She actually, this is her very last crochet blanket. For those of you guys that don't know that, after this, I mean, there are tons of mistakes in this blanket, and she wants to donate it because she tried until she completely lost her vision to crochet a blanket for the kids. So yeah, she's got the block stitch in here. She's got twins in a stitch in here. She did her best, and I refused to frog it because it was her last blanket ever. And so, yeah, I'm going to crochet the same color, light blue, to get it to 40 inches. And I'm using blue in honor of my mother. And then we're going to donate this. So, yeah, the intention was there, you know, and she did her best. And she knows that there were mistakes in it because she couldn't see. And I told her, I said, it's absolutely okay. You know, I think that her trying, even though she wasn't able to see, speaks volumes about her heart and where it was meant to be. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, her intentions were there 1000%. So that in itself, I mean, inspired me to finish this blanket for her. Regardless, I'm like, I'm finishing that for you. So, yeah. Originally, I was going to keep it. I wanted to keep it for myself because I wanted to have my mom's very last blanket ever. But it would be going against her wishes, and God forbid, were she ever to pass, she would haunt me. She would then learn that, like, I didn't send the blanket in like she wanted me to, and then she would be knocking things over in my house and making weird noises and creaks and all the things. So I don't need her haunting me. So I'm going to send it in. You're working pink and purple Taco Bell challenge. Taco Bell challenge. Okay, love that. Uh, the mistakes are what make the blankets. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the imperfections kind of make it unique within itself. Like, when I look at this blanket, there are some that really stand out. Like, you've got that right there where she did her three and then she put the fourth one right there, you know? And then in this corner here, you've got twins in a stitch right there, and then you've got 4 stitches here. Um, and then there's some corners here where you've got all the stitches, you know? But it's what makes it special, I guess. And the center of the blanket is really nice. You can tell, like, she was losing her vision. So, like, the center of the blanket is good, and then the further out you go, the more mistakes there are. So it wasn't like it was gradual, but it was fast. Um, yeah, she lost her vision very quickly. So it was in a matter of weeks. Like, so yeah, it happened very fast. So, yeah. The imperfections make it a keepsake. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Mom, can I just keep this? And she's like, no, Juan. You've got so many blankets of mine that I made over the years. Treasure those. Don't treasure this. Let a child treasure this one. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to honor her wishes, even though it's not what I want. It's not about me. It's about the kids. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys seen it. Was that one yesterday? What was yesterday? Yesterday was Saturday. Oh, Saturday night date night. I forgot. Okay, yeah. I showed you guys this yarn. I'm going to cake this up today. I am going to design a shawl, and I'm going to wear it. So I got this from Dawn Erin. Absolutely love, love, love this colorway here. It's the colorway name, Save the Boobies. It's in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so I purchased 2 of these, and then I'm going to pair it with some of my yarn from Stash. I'm going to use this. So this here is Swan Islands, and the colorway is Charcoal. So I'm going to use these colors together to make a really nice shawl. I'm going to write the recipe down, put it on my Ravelry and all the things. And I'm very excited to see what I come up with. I have no idea what I'm going to design, but I want to do it. And I'm very excited about it. So Dawn Erin, thank you so much for designing such a wonderful, wonderful yarn. That colorway is gorgeous. She did a wonderful job, Dawn Erin. So thank you. Hopefully I do it justice. That's what I'm hoping for, you know? I see a question. When are you doing another coffee and cake with Juan again? Do you like my coffee and cake, Samantha? believe it or not, you're not the only person that's asking. There's a lot of you guys asking when I'm going to do another coffee and cake. Well, to answer your question, I'm not sure because there's just so much that I have to roll out. I may just pepper it in. Maybe I'll do 2 videos in one day. I don't know. Yeah, apparently a lot of you guys like do, and all I'm doing is caking up yarn, like, leftover yarn from projects and things. I'm making scrap cakes. Yeah. To be honest with you guys, I thought that some of you guys just were no longer interested in it, but yeah, people are asking. So I'm like, okay, if you're wanting it, I'm gonna do it. So yeah. All right, so stay tuned for that. It's for breast cancer awareness. Yes. Yep. Breast cancer awareness. Otherwise, I wouldn't have purchased the pink. It's not my favorite color. But for the month of October, it's a very nice color. I'm saying all the nice things about it this month. So, yes, can't wait to see the shawl. It will be gorgeous. I hope so. I hope I do it justice. It's a little nerve-wracking if I'm being honest with you. Someone emailed me last night asking me, "Juan, is there going to be a tutorial for that?" The thing about it is, if I design a shawl with this yarn, I don't have any more yarn for the tutorial. I would have to recrochet it in another yarn, you know? So there's that to think about. Very, very nice. Where are my tongues? My tongues are on the table. For the month of October, I've retired the tongues. November 1st, they're coming. They're coming back for sure, 100%. Thank you guys for your kind words. I really do appreciate it. I'm really excited about this evening. I don't know why. I just am. Just out of curiosity, what would you guys like to see tonight? You guys want to show and tell? What do you guys want to see? Maybe I can bring Mom's blankets out. You guys can take a look at them. Or I could show you guys some more yarn. What do you guys want to see tonight? Hi, Tammy. Welcome in. I'm nasally again. It's crazy. I thought I was doing good all morning long. Not really sure. I see a little more. Let's see. Blind stitches. That is awesome. Oh, I'm reading the comments out loud. Use your Aran yarn to design the shawl. Wait a minute. And pink for the tutorial. Oh, do 2 at one time. It takes twice as long to do that though. If I'm using the actual yarn to design the shawl, there's a lot of frogging that happens. So, yeah. Show Mama's blankets. Okay. I'll show some of her blankets. I'll have to go dig in the attic. I'm not going to bring them all down because then I'll have to put them all back up there. So I'll bring some down. You would like to see Mama's blankets? Okay. I'll definitely show some. It'll be nice. Let's see. New watcher, you can ask questions anytime. You can ask your questions, and then, if I see it, I answer it. If I miss it, ask it again. You can ask, and you can also email me your questions at juantheyarnaddict@gmail.com. Anytime. You can ask me anything you want. All right. So we have some birthdays today. Very nice. Make sure you come to the live stream this evening. Hopefully I'll have some time to clear up this nasal congestion and I'll be able to sing. Right now I can't. I'm too nasally. But very nice. Let's see. Nice to see Mama's blanket. Yeah. I'll show a few. I'll bring some in. There's this one that she did in cotton, just random cotton yarn. It's actually inspiring me to pull some cotton out of my stash, like my leftovers, and do like a leftover scrappy cotton blanket. I don't know if it's the right time of year for that though, but yeah, I'll bring that one and a few others for sure. Yes, happy birthday to the birthday folks. If I wasn't so congested, I would be singing it, but not right now. Maybe this evening. It'll be nice, right? Super, super nice. So, what are we doing today? What are your plans, everyone? Are you guys working on whips? Anything fun planned for today? I'm very curious. Always wanting to know all the things. I just realized I'm super close to the camera. I'm not usually this close. All these minutes later, I'm finally realizing it. Let's see. You're making baby blankets with bulky yarn. How do you adjust patterns for this? So just make sure that you follow the recommended hook size for the yarn of your choice. Start the pattern and just follow it through until you get to the size that you're looking for. Yeah. So I would strongly encourage you to start with the suggested hook size, follow the recipe, you know, and just go from there and see what happens, you know. You're cleaning and crochet. I love that. That's a perfect day. Spend the day cleaning and crocheting. It's perfect. Me, I'm actually going to clean. I'm going to crochet. I'm going to get dinner in the oven early. I'm actually making meatloaf. I'm making meatloaf, stuffed potatoes. No, not stuffed potatoes. Meatloaf, baked potatoes, corn on the cob, and biscuits and gravy. That's what I'm making for dinner today. So I'll get the meatloaf in the oven early while I clean the house, and then I'm going to work on my crochet in between until it's time for the live. And then, yeah, hopefully I'll have dinner before the live. If not, I'll have dinner after, but I'll make sure mom's fed before I go live. It'll be nice. You love meatloaf? Yes, so do I. I like meatloaf, gravy, mashed potatoes, but today I want a baked potato. I'm craving a baked potato with butter and sour cream. I don't know why, I just am. So, sour cream and chives, a little bit of salt and pepper. So, so good. Let's see. Don't finish too soon. I made an agreement with myself to start cleaning when you go off. Oh, I love it. Yes, thank you, thank you. I do like to cook. Only on the weekends I like to cook because I have all of the housework that I do, and I pepper like I bounce back and forth. So I go into the kitchen, I do a few things, and then I go clean like the bathroom, and then I'll go back to the kitchen, do something, and then I'll clean the dining room, and then so I'm doing that in between all the things, you know. But what I really need to focus on is organizing my yarn room. So I've gotten everything off the floor. I now am in the process of categorizing my yarn. So I want to keep all of my red heart together, all of my ice yarn together, and all of that. So that's what I'm doing over there right now. I have to figure out when I can do that. Tomorrow is Monday, and I'm going to be at the DMV. Ugh, I hate being at the DMV. It's ridiculous. But the well, in Delaware every 2 years our registration expires, so we have to go. I have to do my registration on my car, and the lines are always ridiculous, but it is what it is. I have to go. Adulting. I've got to do the adulting thing tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. Said no one ever. So yeah. You're cooking down tomatoes and peppers. Oh, yes. Super, super nice. I know I say that a lot, but it really is nice. I can't think of another word or another phrase to use instead of that. So I can alternate between the two. I don't know. When something's nice, just say it's nice. You know what I've been craving? I may actually do this next week. I've been craving either stuffed cabbage or stuffed peppers. I've been craving that with like a bunch of spices and like chopped up onions and mushrooms and just different things in with the meat inside of like the pepper or the cabbage. Oh, so good. Len, thank you so much for being a fellow for 12 months. I really appreciate that. Ah, so, so nice for your support. Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, I need to get into the cabbage or the peppers. It's been a while. You know what? You crave something, it's been a long time, but you know it takes a little bit of work, and you're like, am I willing to put in that work for that meal? I'd rather crochet. The choices we make sometimes are so funny. I love that for us. You make deconstructed stuffed peppers or cabbage in the skillet, so tasty and easy. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Deconstructed. You're onto something. I love that. I may actually do that. So, super, super nice. You have to go to the DMV on Tuesday, so you know exactly what it's like. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of it at all. So, you had stuffed peppers last night? That's so great. I love it. So, yeah, drink tea. I've been drinking tea. Thank you for the suggestion, though. Tea, coffee, orange juice, water. I've been doing it all. Don't you worry, I got it covered. uh, so, yeah. Stuffed cabbage is a lot of time and work. It is. But you know, I feel like the end result is worth it. It's worth it, I think. It's worth it. If you put in the work for a good meal, thank you so much for being a fellow, Pam. I appreciate you. Huge hugs. Thank you for joining the fellows. Thank you, thank you. You sound like you need some hot sweet tea on my bed. Well, thank you so much. Yes, I do need lots of things. As a matter of fact, this morning I tried something over the stove. I boiled water and I put sea salt in the pot, and I just tried to breathe in the steam. It does help. So yeah, we're getting there. And for what it's worth, like when I first started the live, I wasn't like this. It just happens when I sit in here. It gets really bad. I don't know why. Thank you all for your suggestions. I love you guys' unsolicited advice. It's so nice. It shows you care. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up this live. I'm going to be on this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to show Mom's blankets. I'm going to show you guys some yarn. So if you're interested, come hang out with me. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, I've gotten some work done. I have much more to go, but that's okay. It's about the adventure, working on Mama's blanket, right? All right, guys, have a wonderful Sunday. I'll see you this evening, okay? Enjoy your day. And until this evening, I'll see you later, okay? Bye, friends.